Hello, I am Dr. Josh Silver, and I'm just going to run pretty fast through a demonstration of how I use Toolkit to analyze cone beam CT. So we have a CT here, and usually what I do is 3D. Let's load this patient up. And first thing we're going to do is take rotation out. So the way we do that is we measure from here to here, and we measure from here to here. And it looks like this is larger. She's probably rotated left. Let's try that. Looks like that was too much. So I think that's 1 degree of right rotation will be her neutral. That looks great. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and measure head tilt. Let's open up Toolkit and Cephalo. Let's box out the skull best we can. This works the same as VizTech does. Patient has a lot of head tilt. Alrighty. That is looking pretty good right there. Couple extra points. Alright, I take it. Head tilt is to the right by 4.5 degrees. Okay. Let's go ahead and position her for a atlas, which would be negative 179. And then let's go ahead and zoom in on our S line, get our shading right. Alrighty, so open Toolkit, clear all, horizontal angle, high on the left, 4.76, the top of the atlas, high on the left by 5, bottom of the atlas, high on the left by 2.7. Let me look at the bottom of the atlas a little bit differently. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. 2.7 on the bottom, and 4.86 on the left. So top of it's high on the left, 4.86 will give us a left laterality. Bottom of it's high on the left by 2.77 because this one's a little asymmetrical. So let's go ahead and prepare for our horizontal view. We're going to trim off atlas right here. And then we're going to zoom out and trim off everything else. Patient's already unrotated, but they did have 4 degrees of head tilt. So taking out head tilt, taking out head rotation. There's her atlas with the shading just right on that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So we open Toolkit to measure, clear all. I like to center point this out before I measure. So here's our foramen. And then I also like to center point out my TPs. It's going to be a good spot to mark the TPs. So horizontal angle, TP to TP, horizontal angle, foramen to foramen, horizontal angle, posterior lateral mass, which I think is most important. They're all saying that this is anterior. On the right, this looks more consistent. I'm going to say it's anterior on the right by 3.2. Atlas is anterior on the right by 3.2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 measurements left to go. Refresh. And let's prepare for our C2 rotation view. We're going to scalpel everything except the dens, the C2 spinous. Take it anterior to posterior plus 1 degree because of our rotation, and we'll take it south. I like to take out about 4 degrees of head tilt right there. And there's our dens and our C2 spinous just showing beautifully. Okay, so we're going to center point the dens. I'm going to center point the dens. I'm going to center point the dens. Center point the dens. And then I'm going to use my vertical angle from the dens right through the middle of that C2. Love that. And her C2 has swung to the right by 1.2 degrees. C2 spinous right, 1.2 degrees. Cervical spine tilt is next. Refresh. Take it lateral. I only scalpel the posterior arch for this shot. And look at that cute little arcuate foramen right there. Take a rotation. Wonder what that artifact is. Hair tie or something. I don't know. I don't know what that is. But we can see what we need. So toolkit, clear all. I like the center point in blue. And we're going to center point the dens. We're going to center point that center point to that C2 right there. Just barely off to the right. I'll do a couple center points on the bottom of the neck. Here and here. Here and here. Here and here. And then we'll draw a vertical angle from this one all the way down to this one. And cervical spine is tilting to the right 2.44 degrees. For a very tight misalignment with plenty of rotation, but very tight. So we'll check all of that in a second. C over A is kind of our last measurement. Refresh. Take it lateral. Here's the head clamp. C over A, I scalpel the back of the skull. I come through right around here. And then I try to leave posterior arch. Delete. Take posterior. And we've just opened up the back of the cranial vault. I got my cut just right. We should see right in that C joint. Beautiful. And then let's get our SI right for that C2. That looks great to me. Draw a line for reference. And toolkit. Clear all. Calibrate. And this is roughly right or 5.36 centimeters long. So let's drop our condylar buttons here and here, and here and here for a condylar circle of 3.3 and an axial circle of 8.53. I like it. 8.24. Let's go for an 8.24 over a condylar 3.33 for a nice little misalignment. I want to double check that left laterality real fast. I do that in MPR, Blair style. So we will get that set up on our S line. Put this right on that arch right there. Take a quick zoom in on that left C0, C1 joint. It's hard to say. That really does not look like it's jutting out on the left of me at all. That really looks like much more of a right laterality to me on a Blair view. If we do more of a traditional shot, this is kind of a BJ Palmer view right here. I'll do a center point on the frame and magnum, and then we'll do a center point on the Atlas. And then I just do vertical angle just because it gives me a vertical line through the two of them, and pretty close, but if anything, Atlas looks left here, so we'll keep the left laterality, but if I wanted to switch it to the right, I would just change the head tilt a little bit, and it would make it a right, but keep all of that. So I have all my measurements. I use Sonus, so I just copy them to clipboard right here. Patient's name is Rhea Gordon. I open up my Sonus blueprint. Patient's name is Rhea Gordon. Today is 3/22/2024, and then control paste, puts her measurements in, and I can pull up her view right here. So that's basically all the calculations I'll need to adjust her misalignment, our setup. What I like to do is go ahead and snip this, and then we'll post it usually right into the PowerPoint. So like this. Okay, cool. Let's get a show misalignment shot for this. Refresh. Take it posterior, take out rotation, get my shading right. Beautiful shot we have there. Show misalignment. Pretty high plane line. Quite a bit of head tilt. And then here is the middle of that C7 right there. So that's a nice little misalignment pattern we have. We'll snip that. And then paste that into her PowerPoint. I use that during adjusting. And then we need a left TP. So let's go ahead and get our TP shot. It's on the left, so we'll take it like this. Zoom in on that TP. Take out some of that head tilt. Match up the jaw lines. Shading right. That is what I want to see there. Clear all. Freehand at 3 for this one. And let's trace that mastoid. Let's trace that TP. So it looks right there to me. Let's trace that jaw. Let's go ahead and bump here again and just add some shading. I'll open that up again. And there it is. I'm going to snip that. For where do I aim the machine? And we'll post that one right here is where I like to put that. So this is how I like to do it because I use Epic. And I'm pretty much done. Time, about 14 and a half minutes. So we can jump back in real fast if we want. I like to do a little last check for pathology. And like I was saying, she's got a nice arcuate frame in there, but only on the right side. and that's kind of difficult to tell in an x-ray. Styloids, not too bad before I don't hit the TP on this side. Same on this side. And then I generally prefer this one to look at the neck here. So yeah, this is not great because she's only 23 years old, and you can already see some arthritis starting to develop in this lower cervical. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7. So you don't get that without a car accident. Hey, yeah, look at that retro right there. So one of my younger doctors is treating this patient, and hopefully we can help avoid her getting into trouble in the future. But airways look nice and open. That's good. Yeah, look at that airway. That's beautiful. So that's pretty much how I do cone beam in real time these days. And very good.